Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be doing a beginner's guide for GTA Online in the year of 2021. I did do one last year, but GTA has added a few updates this year that have made things a lot easier to get started in GTA, so I thought I'd make a video running down those things. So if you think I miss anything, you can look at my last year's guide, and that also might help you. But straight away we're going to be getting into the starting up and getting into online lobbies. So the first thing that I would do would be loading into story mode, as it's way quicker than loading into online. Then as soon as you get in, pause your game and go to online. Then you got loads of options: join friends, join crew members, crews and stuff like that. But I would go to the bottom option, and then you can pick whether you want to be in public, invite only, or closed friends, or solo session. Now what I would suggest doing is invite only session, because you can do anything in this video in an invite only session. The next thing I'm going to be covering is character creation and stats. Here on your screen you can see right now how I would assign the stats, because some take longer to level up than others. Here's a video that I've linked in the top right again that you can use to level up which stats quicker, and the best ways that there are to do that. And you can also see that once you've created your character, it gives you the option if you want to skip the tutorial. All that is a race and a little job. It's completely not worth doing unless you want to understand like stuff like that in the game, like jobs and stuff like that. So the next thing I'll be covering is map icons. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory, the time trials being like a quick race. But the thing I would talk about is the letters. Now go to these letters because they're going to be missions or starting of things that follow up into like a heist or something. So go to all of the letters that you can on the map, mainly like L's, because that'd be Lester, Gerald, Simeon, stuff like that. So there's those map icons. The next thing I'll be covering is the interaction menu. Here you can hide those things that I just told you. If you want to hide the jobs, that's what I would suggest doing, hiding all of the like premium races and stuff like that, because they're not that good for money and stuff like that. You can also see that in the services you can pick your vehicles that you want. You haven't bought any yet, you won't have anything pretty much as soon as you come online. In vehicles you can request your personal vehicle. In style you can change your appearance, your actions, your clothes. Inventory, you can equip body armor and snacks are really good. You can also buy ammo on the spot without having to go to the shop or in a job to do it. And you can also check your collectibles, which I'll get to later, and you can also set waypoints well quick as well using this interaction menu. You can also use passive mode, but because we're in invite only session, we're not going to be getting killed by many people, and kill yourself option is always useful if you've got police and you can't call Lester yet because you're not level 25. Also in the gameplay, I'm not in an invite only session at the moment, but I will be soon, because it's completely pointless being in a public session because you're just going to die. So the next thing I'm going to be covering is the casino and the podium vehicles. Now almost every week in GTA Online there's a brand new podium vehicle. Some weeks we've had 2 week worth vehicles, but I would always recommend going and checking out which vehicle this is. You're always going to get a cutscene for your first time entering it. It's a long cutscene, and most of these cutscenes are long, but here you can see there's a cheetah on the podium vehicle. So if you want a supercar or any car, sometimes you get lucky and you get like a scramjet. That's only been on there once so far, but it might come back, so you never know. Also, if you can't spin the wheel, you need to head over to the main office over here by the elevator. There's a guy sat there, and you need to spend $500 on a membership. So it's well cheap and totally worth it, because you can get 1,000 chips a day just from visiting the casino, which is basically double your money back already. And yeah, so you have to wait 24 hours on the cooldown for a lucky wheel, unless you do the glitch where if you get something you don't want, you can just close the application and go back and spin it again. And yeah. And for the next thing is the gunsmith. Now I'm going to be recommending certain guns for you to buy, because it's not worth having all of them, because I use a custom weapon loadout anyway, which hides the guns that I don't use. So here you can see on the front and the left side you can get all your melee weapons and pistols. All of the left side are going to be weapons that you unlock later on. All of the right side are DLC weapons that you can just buy straight away. Now you could buy the military rifle, but it's so expensive, it's probably just worth buying the special carbine at the bottom, or the bullpup rifle. The homing launcher is something I'd recommend, because you can use that to shoot down planes and helicopters in missions or heists or something like that, or even other players griefing you. And yeah, the special carbine is a well cheaper alternative to the military rifle, and it does pretty much exactly the same. Again, for the bullpup shotgun, it's pretty good, but it's still going to cost you 8,000 when you can just get the sawn off for free if you have a social club account. And you can also buy a grenade launcher, which is really cool because you can use it on a motorbike or some vehicles that allow you to like use guns like that. You can't use a grenade launcher in a car. Some other stuff come leveling up. You unlock the sticky bombs later on as well. And also, if you can afford it, I'd recommend getting the up and atomizer, as that's a really useful gun if you get your vehicle stuck or anything during sale missions. Now, another thing I would totally recommend if you've only just made a new character is doing the collectibles, because you get a decent amount of cash from doing this, and you get a really decent amount of XP if you do all of them. I'm not sure what level you get exactly, but I'd imagine it being over 50 just from level 0 doing all of these collectibles, and I would save the money that you get from it as well to buy something later on in this video, as that's going to be a little bit expensive, but you'll totally make your money back from it. Another thing that I'd recommend doing is the weapon unlocks, that are little quests that you can do in the games that require a couple steps to do, and then you'll unlock a weapon from it. And also, if you do the challenges after unlocking those weapons, you'll get a really good amount of cash as well as a bonus, and those are all linked in the description, and on the top right as well is one of them, and I would so recommend doing them as well as the collectibles. If you do end up in game chat and someone's just chatting in the lobby being really annoying, you can pause your game, go to online, go to players, and then there's loads of options where you can toggle mute, vote to kick them. You can't kick them unless like 3 people vote, I believe, but you can do other stuff as well. You can vote and report and commend and stuff like that. I don't really know what it does. And also, you can just find a new session as well. It makes it well easy to change sessions. Another thing I'm going to say is, if you have no idea what you're doing online, if you're having a stolen car and you're driving it down the street and you drive past the police, you're going to get a star probably. There's a chance that you might not if they're not looking your way or whatever. Just stay out of their kinds of vision. But you can head straight into the pay and spray. There's no like level cap or anything on the pay and spray. You can just go in there with your car. Now in here you can either customize it however you like. You can put whatever you want on it, different hood, different color. Lost, theft and prevention is tracker and full coverage. Full coverage means that when it gets blown up, you can call up Moore's Mutual and they will give you your car back. But you can also sell cars, and that's what I'm going to do right here. And as soon as I come out of here, you'll see that I get Moore's Mutual added to my thing. Now, if you buy any cars off a website, you're automatically going to get insurance and full coverage on it. You don't need to take it to the thing and risk getting it blown up and losing it. Now, if you've done the collectibles and the quests and earned a bit of money, now we can move on to buying a submarine and doing the Cayo Perico heist, as that will carry you through GTA Online. You can do this as many times as you like, make as many millions as you like, you can buy whatever you want after doing this. So what you need to do is head to the music locker. This is pretty close to the Diamond Casino. It's just above it on the map, and it looks like one of those musical notes that you can get in music. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, you just want to head down to the green M in the map, and you'll get this little cutscene. Again, this cutscene lasts quite a while, but once you're done, you'll get a new contact, which is Pavel, and then you can head to Warstock Cash and Carry by bringing up your phone and going to the internet. And you should see the Kosatka submarine. Now, this is going to cost you 2.2 million when it's not on discount. And that's a really good price. You can make that back easily within 2 heists of the Cayo Perico. You don't have to buy anything special on it. The only thing I would say is, when you've earned a bit of money, maybe invest in buying the Sparrow. The Sparrow is really good and really useful. It makes setups well quick, and it could possibly be worth 1.8 million, I would say. It's quite good. And I am going to buy this for this video, even though I have it on my other character, and I will delete this character otherwise. But it's a good thing to buy, and I would totally recommend buying it when you can. Now, if you use the interaction menu and start a VIP business, you can pay $25,000 to get a helicopter delivered to you, and you can just use it to get to your submarine, or you can go to the airport and steal one, or like any kind of airfield and steal a helicopter or plane or anything you want to get to your submarine. Now, once you're in there, you'll get a cutscene, surprise, surprise, and the guy will give you a tour of the thing. And if you guys have noticed, I tried making my character look like Nico Bellic, because he is his dad, apparently. So once you've got the cutscene, you'll be able to start the scoping out heist intel prep, and here you'll have to go meet the person at Los Santos International Airport. And again, this mission is full of cutscenes, but eventually you'll get to this point. If you're struggling to get out, you've got to wait for Pavel to talk to you. You should see this quote here, and as soon as that quote appears, one of the 2 guards blocking either pathway will start moving towards you. Just got to wait. Once he starts moving towards you, run to the side of where he's walking, stay out of his cone if you can, and then just run behind him quickly, and you'll be able to get out to the yellow dot or on the map. You can see there, that's the exit. It's really annoying because this area is just full of hard trees, concrete jungle to the max, and you just got to run out this pathway anyway and get to the yellow circle and get out of the map. Or not out of the map, but out of the party. Now I'm going to speed this up 4 times, try and follow where I go. So I'm just going to run forward here, grab the truck, drive this truck to the north dock. It's well close to where you actually start, depending on which gate you are. I would take a photo of this using your Snapmatic, because you will have to do that later. Just grab a dinghy here. It should be in this shed here. I'm not sure if it's random spawns. I'm pretty sure it's not. And then you just want to pull out of here. We'll speed up the footage again in a second, and we're going to be going to LOBBIES compound, but not the yellow circle. We're going to be going to the part that makes the heist incredibly easier. So let's speed this up so you guys can follow where I'm going. I'm just going round the island, just keep following it. You'll go past this lighthouse, keep going around, and eventually on the map you'll see the back of his compound. It's quite a detailed part on the minimap, so you won't miss it. Jump into the water, look around, and see if you can find the drainage tunnel entrance point. So there's like a giant metal frame, and then just behind that there's a hole in the rock. You just want to swim up to it, swim close, and it will say you scoped out compound entry point, drainage tunnel. Now that you've done that, we're going to take the boat again, and we're going to continue around the island until we get to the main dock, as that is where we're going to be saying that our escape is going to be in the heist. Now, we're not actually going to be using that as our escape, but you just want to take it along here, and when you get round there you can hop off and run over and take a picture of it so that you can use it as an exfiltration point when you're doing the heist, but you don't actually have to use it. It will all make sense when you watch my heist guide video of what the like infiltration and exfiltration points mean. So we just got to send him a picture. Now you can take pictures of so many things on this island, whether it's Easter egg related or anything like that. But now we're just going to run along and find a truck, and then we're going to drive to where it tells us to drive to. Then we've got to head to the tower in the middle of the map. It's quite huge, you definitely won't miss it, and it's quite easy to get there. Now there'll be a box halfway up, and there's multiple symbols that you can get using the Vault Lab, but there's 3, and I'm going to explain all 3 of them because luckily my game gave me all 3. So the square with a line through it means the number's going to stay the same. The line with 2 lines going through it means the number's going to times 2, and the X times the number by 10, and then you've got to reach the target number at the top with the 3 numbers that you're given. If that makes sense, cool. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Here's another video explaining how to do the hack even better. Now that you've completed the hack, there's going to be a couple of things that you're going to need to do, and that's pull up your phone and go into the Sightseer app, which is the bottom right app on your phone, and that will allow you to go into his CCTV like footage, and it will give you like quite a long introduction to this, but I'm going to skip and cut them out. And what you're looking for when that like introduction thing finishes is the basement cam. And if this is your first time, then it's going to be in the vault, guaranteed. But if you're doing this heist again and again and again, it could be different areas, but it will always be the basement cam. Then you're looking for the office cam 1, so you can scope out the elevator to give you an access point to the bunker. But again, when you watch the heist guide video, you're not going to need that. And then you might also need to scope out the main gate as well. And here is the preps I would recommend doing. So we've just done the gather intel, and the only things we've done is what I just talked about in the video and the stuff it tells you to do afterwards, but that's straightforward because it tells you what to do. Now for the actual preps, the ones I'd recommend doing are the submarine COSACTCA. Now you'll unlock this if you've scoped out the drainage point. For equipment, do safe cut, fingerprint coloner, and cutting torch. And this will help you do the heist well easy. For weapons, it doesn't matter, just make sure you get suppressors. Do whichever weapon you feel comfortable using, it really doesn't make a difference. And for disruption, I don't do any because it's just a waste of time. You can whack out these heists in under an hour. If you just do them back to back, you'll be making millions and millions every time. And then you can just go from there, guys. So hopefully I've covered everything in this video. I feel like if I've missed anything out, you should watch my beginner's guide from 2020, as that will cover things that I haven't covered in this video, as I thought it was unnecessary because I've already covered it and you don't really need to do them anymore. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and see you guys later.